This is week 4, ELA, Pure Lesson Deliverables. This is a unique week in that we are reading the novel Wonder for pretty much its entirety. We are, I believe it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're just reading, besides doing the do now, cover to cover throughout the whole class. And then Friday, we will get into something that's more of a lesson, and that is what I intend to practice. So, our word of the day is characteristic. The word of the day is characteristic. So a characteristic is something about us. It's a defining quality, but it's very different from a feeling. I really want to stress that. Give us examples of feelings. Happy, sad, hungry, sleepy, tired. Great, great, great. So if I'm hungry, am I always hungry? I know some of us might feel that way, and at your age, it's not entirely ridiculous. However, hungry should come and go. We eat a big meal, we're not hungry anymore. Then maybe we become tired, it's a different feeling. A characteristic, however, is something that sticks with us. And we've talked about characteristics of Augie. Who can give us a characteristic of Augie? That he is brave. I think he's very brave. He's always facing new challenges and trying to keep a positive attitude, even though his feelings will fluctuate. He'll feel sad, he'll feel excited. He's always been very brave. Even though that's very difficult for him sometimes. He's funny, he's smart, good, good, good. So characteristics are things that stick with us. Apologies, I look like a ghost right now, I'm realizing. Okay, so characteristic, we go through that. And now that brings us to our aim. Let's have somebody read today's aim. Go ahead, Jaden. He says, we will be able to determine how a character's traits or experiences affects their points of view. Great, so we've talked about point of view insofar as how it has shifted throughout the novel. So whose point of view have we read from so far? We've read from August's point of view, very good. We've read from Via's point of view, very good. We've read from who else? Jack Will, thank you for volunteering that idea. And I don't know, actually at this point we will have heard from Miranda's point of view. We will have heard from Justin's point of view. We talked about how Justin's point of view, at least one very simple thing that we can tell in his writing is that he writes without capitalization and following the rules of grammar, and we think that that's probably represents some unique quality, some unique characteristic that is a part of his perspective. Well, today we want to deepen our understanding of point of view, not just in saying we're hearing this person's point of view or this person's point of view, but instead really breaking that down into what that actually means. So, let's take Miss Jimenez and myself. We are both teachers at TEP. We both teach you wonderful students at TEP. We are very similar in age. Some people would say I'm older, but what is age? I'm only 2 years older. So do we have the exact same point of view, the exact same perspective? We do not. We do not see the world exactly the same way. We do not think the exact same thoughts. We have unique thoughts. We have unique feelings. We have unique experiences. So what is it that makes that different? What is it that leads to my thinking one way and Jimenez thinking another way? Why are we different? What makes us different? Okay, I'm a boy, she's a girl, someone might suggest. Okay, sure. That's probably led to different expectations throughout our lives. People expect that boys act one way and expect that girls act another way, and that might have led to us experiencing life differently and making up ideas in different ways. What else might be different? I'm from South Carolina, she's from New York City. Absolutely. That means that we have different experiences. Everyone say experiences. So experiences have a lot to do with our perspective and our point of view. Let's look now and read the key literacy term bullet points under character's point of view. We need 6 readers. Actually, 7 readers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's read those bullet points. We're going to stop and talk about them. The character's viewpoint. So perspective is the viewpoint. It's how they see the world. Next, how the character sees himself and the world around him. Right, so for instance, Miss Jimenez and I might see something happen and have 2 completely different understandings of what happened. She tells the story one way, I would tell it the other. Next, the character's opinions. Yeah, the way that we think about things. Like, I think about TEP probably in a different way than Miss Jimenez does. We think about sports differently. We think about foods differently. Miss Jimenez loves a steak more than anything else. I like a steak okay. I'm more of a, I eat more salads probably than Miss Jimenez. That is a difference in our opinions on food. So the things that shape our points of view are experiences, as we just hit on. What's something else that shapes our points of view is characters' internal and external traits, right? So we talked about, like, Augie has this trait of bravery, where he is always facing new challenges with an open mind and a courage that might make him different from somebody in the story who might not have such a pronounced sense of courage and bravery. Julian, sure. So that's a difference between their traits. The character's environment. We spoke of how Miss Jimenez grew up in a city environment in New York City, and I grew up in more of a rural or country environment in South Carolina. And then our belief systems. All of these combine to shape how we see the world. No two people have the exact same point of view. No two people share a perspective entirely. And so as we continue to look at wonder, we want to see each point of view as being unique and break down why it is that those perspectives are so different.